Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast. Tiger Beast. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, the soundtrack to the Tiger King. Dad AF. Like a rhinestone cowboy. Ba-bum-bum. How are you guys doing today? You're probably wondering, you're probably asking yourself deep philosophical questions. World, universe, God, why is Peter posting this video over here on his Peter Monn channel when he has a review channel? And I'll tell you why. Because I have received so many requests for me to do a review of the Tiger King since I started talking about it on my vlog and I started talking about it on Twitter and Facebook. And people were like, are you going to review it? Are you going to review it? So yes, this is my somewhat serious, kind of comical review of the Tiger King. I don't really know how you take it too seriously, although it does have some very, very serious topics in it. And I am going to be posting a review over on my review channel, Peter Reviews Stuff, of the best memes and tweets that have come out about the Tiger King. So if you want to go over there and you want to watch my reaction to the best tweets and the best memes of the Tiger King, go check it out, because every time I get on Twitter, every time I get on Facebook, there's a new meme, a new tweet, somebody's come up with something, and I found like the New York Times and a bunch of other people, and don't call them people, a bunch of other major publications have posted these articles because there's, you know, not anything else, I guess, for the New York Times to be talking about that might be serious in the world. So they posted an article with the top 10 like memes and tweets of the Tiger King. So I'm going to go review that over my review channel. I haven't looked at any of them yet, so it'll be a surprise to me and you. I'm sure I've seen most of them. So anyway, before we get into this, let me get a little lip balm going on, a little lip gloss, so I can talk about all the things I need to talk about. We're just up in my kitchen. Listen, okay? It's just like we're up in Martika's kitchen. You're drinking your KJ or your White Claw or your, I don't know what you drink it, okay? Your KJ, your Kendall Jackson, and we're juice box, lemonade, water, whatever, okay? We're sitting up there and we're having a conversation. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, shim-a-lang-dang, ding-dong. Ow, ding! How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. Oh, hi, Jane. How are you? Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just getting ready to call her. Uh-huh. Oh, just now I was. Uh-huh. You want to be on the three-way call with it? Okay. Hold on a second, Jane. iPhone 10. Hold on, Jane. Don't say anything. Hi, could I speak to Carole Baskin, please? Carole Baskin. Uh-huh. The Big Cat Rescue, Carole Baskin. Uh-huh. Vivian, it's a good Judy Vivian. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm not sure she'll remember me. We were friends back in the day with her first husband. Uh-huh. Mm. Oh, hi, Carole. How are you? It's Vivian. Do you remember me, gal? Vivian. Uh-huh. Now, we were friends back in the day when you were with your first husband. Uh-huh. Well, listen, I was just thinking to myself, I was talking to some of my good Judies. You know, now, I'm the president of the Women's League in Indianapolis, Indiana. Indianapolis. No, we don't have any tigers up here, not that I'm aware. We have lots of cougars. Uh-huh. Oh, they're out at the bars every night. I know, just like you. You like to... Oh, okay. Well, anyway, listen, my gals and I, we were thinking maybe you'd like to join the Women's League. You would? Okay. Well, listen, Carole, it's real simple. Well, right now we're doing the Google Hangout. Well, because you can't meet in person right now, Carole. Oh, you don't care because you're just friends with tigers and cougars. Well, listen, anyway, it's real simple. All you have to do is you have to bring a main course, okay? And so then I usually bring my tuna tetrazzini, and then some girls get to bring dessert, like my friend Jane. She's on the phone too. Can you say hi? Oh, hi, Jane. Oh, hi. But anyway, she sometimes brings her pineapple upside down cake. Mm-hmm. Well, we were thinking you could bring some kind of meat. Meat. Well, we just thought maybe you could like grind it up or something. What? You don't use the meat grinder anymore. It's tainted. Tainted. Oh, Lord. Oh, taint. Oh, my Lord, family friend. Well, all right. Well, Carole, you think about what you might want to bring. Something you might want to grind up in that meat grinder. I'm sure you're pretty good at cooking from that thing. Oh, you just use it to feed the tigers, I'm sure. Well, all right. We'll talk to you later, Carole. Okay, bye. So anyway, looks like Carole's going to be a member of the Women's League. How you doing, Carole? Anyway, so this video is, anything I say in it is just my opinion for entertainment purposes only, and allegedly, because yes, doing a review of this documentary scares my pants off that I am going to get sued by the Big Cat Rescue or whatever. So, woo! Have you guys watched this? Okay, so I think it's a 7-episode series, and it is on Netflix currently. It is #1 trending in the United States. Next to #2 is Ozark, that just came out. Here, I will throw up, I'm sure everybody in the world has seen Joe Exotic, so it's got Joe Exotic's face on here. And the description says, how many episodes is it? I think it's 7 episodes. Yes, it's 7 episodes. And it says, meet Joe Exotic, the gun-toting operator of an Oklahoma big cat park. He's been accused of hiring someone to murder his chief rival, Carole Baskin. And what happened in this documentary is that basically Joe Exotic, allowing himself to be part of this documentary, has made him and Carole Baskin 2 of the biggest celebrities in the entire world that we didn't know that we needed during everybody being stuck at home right now. So everybody is watching this and everybody is talking about it, and memes are going up and tweets are going up. Woo! And allegedly this and allegedly that. And let me tell you, okay? The only thing that could beat the first season of The Tiger King, which I keep on calling The Tiger Prince, no, is not a sequel to The Tiger King, okay? But it's a crossover mix of Making a Murderer and The Tiger King with Kathleen Zellner, and she is defending Joe Exotic, and I would love it all day long if she was sitting there on camera and they got her and she's like, well, Brendan Dassey couldn't have done it. Brendan Dassey was one of Joe Exotic's husbands, and well, I bought a meat grinder and I'm gonna test it. I would love to see Kathleen Zellner so much doing, like, defending Joe Exotic. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and this is how we are all so part of, did anybody else think that Kathleen Zellner needed to defend Joe Exotic? If you didn't know, okay, 3 days before this documentary came out, I saw this all over Twitter yesterday, Joe Exotic, he filed a $94 million civil lawsuit against government officials and people in this documentary. It is so crazy, right? What is going on? Carole Baskin has now come out and she has said that this whole documentary is just BS, which I think is crazy because you sat there and you allowed footage to be filmed of you, interviews that were done with you where you were saying some rather incriminatory things, okay? So did Joe. And I just kept on watching this thing and I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. So, if y'all haven't watched it, go watch it before you watch my video review of it. But the takeaway was, the 2 things I have to say were the saddest, okay? Was at the very, very end of it, and I thought this was like such a poignant part of the documentary, and this is like a serious moment, okay? The very end, I thought the most poignant part was when the zoo worker staff said that, something to the effect of that, you know, these were supposed to be about people that loved animals, and the animals are the ones that are getting lost in the whole situation. And, you know, like, and that was what it was for me. It was like, we're sitting here watching it, and I'm laughing at what's going on, and I'm thinking some of it is very, very tragic, and some of it's sad, and some of it's just so weird, I couldn't even wrap my head around. I seriously could not wrap my head around most of what was going on. And I have to say, like, until I got into the 3rd episode, I wasn't really, like, down with it. I was like, what is everybody talking about? And then the 3rd episode that was all about Carole, if Carole Baskin had not been in this documentary, nobody would care about it. And that's the facts right there. So she, I mean, to some degree, she kind of made this, and so did Joe Exotic's, his eyebrow ring. What about that? Oh, my Lord, and him talking about hanging some locks off of his Prince Albert. Like, ouch! Ouch! Oh my God, that would be so painful. I can't even imagine. So anyway, so that was, you know, I thought like a really poignant part. And I want to say that. I want to talk about some of the very serious moments of this documentary. I thought that was really, really sad. I felt like the animals and, you know, like somebody asked me, they said, is there animal abuse in this documentary? And I was like, absolutely there is. Okay, number 1. Number 2, you know, like somebody was like, well, are there other sad things that happen? Okay, the whole situation with his husband, Travis, you know, like taking his life and all that kind of stuff was just so unbelievable. And it was like, you know, here, because it almost seemed at times to me that the documentary director was like kind of like poking fun at everybody. Like even when he was filming Joe, it was like he knew that Joe was such like a character to be laughed about. For example, okay, when Saf, or I think it was Saf, that the tiger like Okay, you know what I'm talking about? I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't watched it, okay? But there was an arm that was missing. And Joe just walks into the gift store and is like, yeah, like, one of our zookeepers just got attacked by a lion and lost, their arm is gone, but, like, if you, hey, if you want a picture with me, take it, right? And then he, like, immediately turned around and put that EMS jacket on like he was a sheriff of, I don't know, the GW Zoo. It was just so weird. But at the same time, it was so kind of, like, sad because it was like, I think everybody is so into this is because it's so absolutely weird and out there, but I think there's a part of all of us, I really do, okay, that just want some attention and some validation. Joe just needed it on such an extreme level. I mean, out there level. Now, I have heard accusations say that everybody that was in this film, besides the workers at the zoo, were just hired to be part of the documentary and things like that. But I just don't know how that could be possible. I just really don't. I don't know who they're talking about when they say that, because I've read these articles and there's not really a whole lot about it where they're talking about, like, who it is. And I will tell you, I went in... Let me tell you how bored I am, okay? First of all, I started Words with Friends again last night. I downloaded Words with Friends too. And of course, I tweeted it out because I had to tell the world. Words with Friends, even like the verified account, even like retweeted my tweets. That's how desperate they are these days. But I woke up today, I am telling you guys, to so many requests to play games on Words with Friends. I don't know how I'm going to keep it. So come over there and play. My name on Words with Friends is The Real... in all caps, Peter Monn, because I know there's going to be 400 fake accounts over there trying to put all dirty words. Don't do that. 25 cents in the swear jar. So anyway, but you know, like, I don't know who it would affect. And so I started looking up these people to see who was real, right? And I looked up that John Finley, who was his first husband, which, you know, like, they all turned real quick on Joe, didn't they? I mean, like, this is some... Eileen Warnos. Now, y'all know I have a true crime book club, don't you? Okay, well, this is the part where I need to make an announcement. So I have a true crime book club with my good Judy Mel. Hey, Mel! And our true crime book club is called a True Crime Book Club, all lowercase with a period at the end. Now, 2 weeks from yesterday, on Sunday the 12th, which is Easter Sunday, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on YouNow, which is a free website. You can download the app, or you can get on your computer. It doesn't cost anything, or you can just search Peter Monn. You don't even have to have an account, I don't think, to watch it. It's linked below. We're going to do a live discussion of the Tiger King 2 weeks from yesterday, so come join us. And I'll announce it more in videos to come. But anyway, I started Google searching these people, right? John Finley and all of these people and what happened to them. You know, it was just real sad to me. It was like, you know... Yes, Joe was a user, and people, I mean, he didn't pay these people anything. When they were, like, going through the meat in the Walmart, like, the Walmart semi, okay, first of all, well, I'm a vegetarian, but that's besides the point, okay? When I was, like, watching that part, I was like, like, they're like, there's some really good meat in here, and I'm like, yeah, that's been sitting out in the 110-degree heat, like Carole's tigers over their 2x2 cages over at the big cat rescue. That meat's been sitting out there for days. It's probably got scurvy or something in it. Why are you eating that, my God? And it was so sad because they didn't have anywhere to go. They didn't have anything to eat. And, you know, the one nice thing that Joe had done was he had given these guys a job, you know, the majority of them, that didn't have anywhere else to go. Most of them were ex-cons. So that was like this nice thing, but it was like he would do nice things for people, but then he would kind of like hold it over their head. It was like manipulation tactics, 100 degrees, you know? It was like so crazy. And then the introduction of Carole and all that, I just was so confused. And I went in and I looked up a lot of these people on Instagram. And I have to tell you, the most interesting to me, right, was the husband at the end, Dylan. Okay, so... Dylan wasn't in much of this video, but he is still, and I just read articles as of a couple days ago, he is still married to Joe Exotic, okay? This, I don't know how old he's, 23, 24, or whatever, but what was interesting going to his Instagram was, he has been to so many of the same music festivals that my husband and myself have gone to. He was like standing right in front of this thing at Ultra Music Festival, and I was like, we were like, crossed each other, like, I passed by Joe Exotic's husband. I was like, oh my God, this kid has been, so basically he's like music festivals, you know, dancing and all that. That's kind of his thing, which I thought was interesting. They didn't highlight any of that. And he's got videos up of him dancing and all kinds of things on his Instagram. But he's actually answering people because people were like, hey, I hope you find your own way. And, you know, then they said something about, why aren't you wearing Joe's ring anymore? And he said, I wear it in my other finger and it's in the other. So anyway, I do my research, so I know. But anyway, it was kind of sad, you know? And then all these people are like, you know, like all of his husbands were straight. I don't know. Listen, I don't know how straight they were, okay, to be married to somebody that had to wear Prince Alberts with weighted down. And he said that they weren't heavy enough. I was like, this is just kids. I don't know. It's just so sad. And then there was obviously an undercurrent of like drugs that were going on this whole scene. I mean, they showed it with one person. That whole scene, I was like, I don't know. Like, when you agree to be part of a documentary, I understand that you're like, whatever is filmed is part of that. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? The scene with the guy after the courtroom, and he's sitting in the bed, and he was like sitting there, and it just, that whole scene to me was like watching an episode of Intervention, and it was so sad. And I thought, you know, on top of like all of these people's lives being ruined and really having nowhere to work and all whatever, oh my God, can we talk about that Jeff Lowe? I feel like I've known 100 Jeff Lowe's in my life, seriously. That guy, smooth talker. He's a smooth operator. I mean, all of them. And that one guy that was on the jet ski, I've known 20 of him too, okay? Always. Listen, selling people out left and right. My Lord, this show had everything. They should make 10 seasons of this show. I continue to watch it. It was literally like watching some kind of like backwoods mafia. I mean, it was weird, okay? And I have to tell you, before I started watching this, I never even knew that this whole kind of like big cat thing was going on in the world. I have to say this, okay? Like, when I started watching this, and then they started talking about, like, it's every woman's dream in the world to, like, pet a cat or whatever. Pussy, wow, wow, meow. I was like, what are they talking about? I have never in my life, myself, nor any of my good Judies, nobody has ever said to me, like, it is my dream to, like, hold a tiger cub. Okay? I've never heard anybody say that, right? So it's just, like, all of it was crazy to me, and then I don't know. And then there's always allegations that are coming out about, like, people running their zoos, and the one guy that was supposedly, like, euthanizing his tigers and whatever, that guy that had that whole deal going over there that was, like, the Kama Sutra tiger zoo. Do y'all know what I'm talking about over there? That guy. And then he apparently came out and made some huge statement about Joe Exotic, too. And I'm like, y'all agreed to be in this documentary. Now you're coming out and saying it's fake fakery of the world. And you just got famous off this documentary. And poor Joe, free Joe, free Joe, free Joe, free Joe. Poor Joe is up in prison for 79 years, okay? And dumber than a box of rocks. I mean, just not the sharpest knife in the drawer, poor guy, okay? I'm not saying he didn't do some horrible shit, because he really did. Let's just be for real. I'd like to get he and Carole Baskin. I would love to get the two of them on the Dr. Phil show, you know? And they'd be sitting there, and Joe would be like, well, Dr. Phil, you don't understand. Like, Carole, she's been coming for me for years and years and years, Dr. Phil. And you know, and then she just wants my zoo, Dr. Phil. And Dr. Phil would say, Carole, do you have anything to say about that? And she wouldn't say anything, of course. And Dr. Phil would say, well, Joe, do you think you started this fight, Joe? And he would say, well, no, Dr. Phil, I don't think I started this. Well, you know, Joe, we teach people how to treat us. Do you think you taught Carole Baskin how to treat you, Joe? Do you think, Joe, that maybe if you hadn't continued to attack her and make music videos of her feeding her husband to the tigers, and you continued to call her horrible names and shoot mannequins of Carole Baskin, do you think maybe, Joe, if you hadn't done all that, that maybe you wouldn't be sitting in jail right now? I'm just asking, Joe, because you know, we teach people how to treat us. Absolutely, Oprah. I'd love to get the two of them up on the Dr. Phil show all day long. So anyway, the show is crazy. I was shocked by a lot of it. I was saddened by a lot of it. The end of it, you know, there were some parts for me that were just a lot. With any one of them, okay? With Carole, with Joe, with that Don, I think his name was, with Joe, with the Jeff Lowe, all of them, and how they treated the tigers. I didn't think it was very kind. That's just coming from me. Poking them with sticks and underfeeding them and on and on and on. And honest to God, like, you can say what you want to say, but that one guy, like, he had a pretty nice place for him. But that Carole Baskin, that cat rescue, I was like, you talk about a sanctuary. I mean, and he took video of those cages. Those cages were literally like 2 by 2. Let's talk about how hot it gets in Tampa, Florida in the summer. Seriously, you want to talk about rescuing these tigers? Like, it just is so sad to me. And then at the end, was it, I think this, or it was something else I saw, I think it was at the end of the series where they talked about how many captive tigers there are in the United States versus how many free tigers there are in the world. You can talk about sad. That's a sad statement of our world, of where it's at today, but this show was just the weirdest thing in the entire world, but I gave it a 5 out of 5 all day long. I lived for it. So anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I'm going to go do my review of the best Tiger King memes and tweets over on my review channel, Peter Reviews Stuff. Go check it out. I'm also vlogging every single day for an hour and a half from my driveway, just talking about all kinds of stuff like this. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.